Good afternoon or good morning, depending on what period you're in. Today what we're going to do is try something new since I cannot be here, and that is you are going to watch the video in which you're going to check your homework answers and then do some sample problems on using Google Classroom. So today, here are the answers to 11 through 27. I am going to pick out a couple to help you remember how to do it. So for number 11, how I would do that to make that a decimal is I let x equal the 0.454545. I'm going to ignore the negative because I know my answer just needs to be negative. And then I do 100x because I need to move my decimal over 2 places. So I get 45.454545, and that keeps going forever and ever. They both do. And then I'm going to make the top one negative so that I can add them together. When I add them together, I get 99x, because 100x minus x is 99x, equals 45, because 45.4545 minus 0.4545 equals 45. I divide both sides by 99, and x equals 45 over 99, but those can both be divided by 9, and therefore I get 5/11ths, and it's negative because the original was negative. When I am writing a fraction or a mixed number as a decimal, I just divide the numerator by the denominator. So here the 5 is a whole number, so it's in front of the decimal point, and then I do 5 divided by 16. I can't do 16 into 5, so I add a decimal point and a 0. 16 goes into 50 3 times. 3 times 16 is 48. I subtract. 50 minus 48 is 2. Bring down another 0. 16 goes into 20 one time. 1 times 16 is 20. I subtract. We have 4. Bring down another 0. 16 goes into 48 twice, or not 48, 40 twice. 2 times 16 is 32. Subtract. 8. Bring down another 0. 16 goes into 80 5 times. And so my answer is 5.3125. The rest of the answers are here. I'm just converting these into fractions or decimals. And on 31, it says what decimal value of those who like vanilla, chocolate, or strawberry. So I add these all together and then make it a decimal. If you have other questions on these, I can go over that in class on Monday. Today what you're going to learn how to do is estimate square roots and cube roots to the nearest integer. There's no calculators. There will be no calculators on your quiz on Tuesday. So the first thing you need to do is decide the two perfect squares or perfect cubes which the value is in between. Decide which it's closest to, and then I take the square root or cube root of that value. So here we go. First thing you must do is you must memorize this sheet. This is a handout that you will be given today. I'm going to enlarge this so that I can help you fill it out. So square root of 1 is 1 because 1 times 1 is 1. Square root of 4 is 2 because 2 times 2 is 4. 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. The cube root means a number times itself 3 times, so the cube root of 1 is 1. Cube root of 8 is 2 because 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You need to memorize all of these. They will not be given to you on your quiz, and your quiz is no calculator. So it's important that you fill this out and memorize this. We did this at the very beginning of the year when I told you you were going to have these memorized. And now is when we have to actually have them memorized. So this sheet will be very useful in doing the next part of the lesson. So there, it's all filled out for you. Alright, so in our book on page 673, we're doing these problems to find out. I'm going to do some with you. So to find the square root of 35 to the nearest integer, I need to think about that list and the number that is closest to 35 that's a perfect square that's below, and the number that's close to 35 that's above. Well, on the list we see that the square root of 25 equals 5 and the square root of 36 equals 6. 35 is in between 25 and 36, so we know that 5 is less than the square root of 35, which is less than 6, because that's in between. Now, 35 is obviously much closer to 36 than it is 25. Therefore, to the nearest integer, the square root of 35 is 6. I'm going to do the same thing with cube roots. I'm going to do letter D. So the cube root of 62 is in between two perfect cubes, which is the cube root of 27 and the cube root of 64. Now the cube root of 27 is 3 and the cube root of 64 is 4. Now we looked at 62 is obviously much closer to 64 than it is 27. So the cube root of 62 is approximately 4. So you are going to finish these. You can pause the video to do that. And then you can work on your homework, which is page 675, numbers 1 through 13, 29 and 30. I will be checking for the rest of the Got It as well as this on Monday. Please now quietly work on your homework and do not forget your CR is due Tuesday. Have a nice weekend and work quietly.